What is up? It is Red, the Rideshare Ginger, coming right back at ya. It is Tuesday. I just finished up a Lyft. It's like 7:45 p.m. Tuesday after Memorial Day, and I am going to head home, eat a little bit, then get out, get some of this airport surge that is bound to be there tonight, and then I am going to probably work a little bit through the night because it's supposed to rain all night, so let's see if we can get some of this cash. But it's been a good few weeks so far, but I want to talk a little bit about this Lyft PZ, is the easiest way to describe it, prime zones, not prime zones, power zones, personal power zones, PZ, replacing prime time, and just wanted to comment on it a little bit more, and it truly is. They always talk about surge manipulation from the driver's side, where we're turning off our apps to then jump it at the airport and get the surge. But the power zones are driver manipulation for the most part. So what they're doing is they're trying to get you to go to specific areas. Surge is truly based on a supply and demand mismatch between drivers and passengers, but it looks like Lyft is more of a they're placing you in places. So let's take a look here. And it's what's being said out there right now is that, you know, they're not putting the surge or the PZ where it should be, and there's high demand areas and there's no PZ, but that's not what they're saying they're doing. They're not saying it's going to go into a high demand area, and there needs to be, if it's high demand, there also needs to be not as enough drivers there to meet that demand for there to be PZ. But I think it's personal, so they're trying to direct drivers in specific spots so that they don't have to go really high on the PZ, because if they don't have the drivers where they need them, then they're gonna have to up it and get drivers to go there. So they're trying to get ahead of the game and put people in. So let's take a look here. So this was a couple weeks ago in Rosemont, and let's pop up the Uber pick first. So for Uber, it is $3 right here, and right, you know, in the middle of Rosemont, where you would expect it to be because there's an event going on at the convention center. And then let's pop up Lyft, basically exact same time. It might have been a few minutes different, but exact same time. It's up here kind of northwest of Rosemont, but it's $4, so it's higher, but it's away from there, because I can tell you from being in there, I was waiting a little bit for some rides. That's because it was oversaturated with drivers at that point. So they were trying to move drivers out of that area and over into a different area. And I happened to pick up an Uber ride that actually took me out to that PZ zone so I took the $3 surge from Uber, ended up out in the PZ zone, so then I took advantage of that as well. But there weren't that many pings out there. I waited for a little bit out there too. But they're trying to spread out drivers so that passengers aren't waiting as long. This is just my thought on it. I could be way wrong, but I truly think that is what is happening, is they're trying to put drivers in specific spots so that driver wait time is lower, and that they end up with drivers a little bit of everywhere, so they're less likely to have to offer super high PZ. And here's the thing, everyone keeps saying, well, PZ's always lower than surge, but you look right here, here's a perfect example where it's higher, and that's the initial starting point. You go sit in that for a little bit, and it's gonna double on you, and it'd be $8 compared to the $3 for Uber. And I'm not saying it's like that every time, but I'm getting that a lot, where the PZ is the same or higher, just in a different area. You can't go into surge areas and expect to get the PZ. You have to go outside the surge areas, and outside if Lyft is showing you high demand somewhere with those little yellow P spots, go outside of that. Don't go to the high demand. You're gonna get pings in there most likely. Not a lot though, because most drivers are chasing that. Go outside of it where they want you, and they'll pop up a PZ zone for you. And the number of times where I end a ride and PZ's right on top of me it's happening all the time, especially when I'm in the Chicago area. But the cool thing is it's happening in the burbs too, to where I don't see surge that often across the burbs, and I'm seeing PZ in the burbs frequently and at different spots, popping up randomly, like, oh shoot, I've never seen surge here before, or I've never gotten even prime time here before. And it's just they're trying to place you and leave you there because they don't want you heading to downtown because there's not rides or whatever, so that'll hold you there for a little bit. And yes, you're gonna stay there till it maxes out. If there's no pings, you're gonna move, but it at least will hold you there for, I don't know, what is it, 5 minutes before it maxes out? Maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. I haven't timed it that well to know exactly, but I think it's around 5 minutes. And then it'll max out for you. Oh, it depends on what it is really how long you gotta wait there for. But so it's driver manipulation, but I'm not upset by it. Manipulate me, like, I don't really care. I'm gonna take advantage of the situation. I'm a premium driver. I'm gonna go hold that for 5 hours while I go knock out some surge if I need to, and then come right back to it. But that's the advantage of being a premium driver with the new PZ. But it's still good for the X drivers. It's one person says something's bad, or 5 people say something's bad, and everyone's gonna jump on board and start agreeing with that. It's just kind of that confirmation bias. If someone tells you something, you're gonna see reasons why it's true. It's tougher to see reasons why it's not true. And so the initial assumption and the initial public information that was pushed out there on PZ is that it's bad and it's awful and it sucks and Surge is better, Uber's better, and this and that. And it's not the truth when you talk to drivers who didn't look into that information and just kind of develop their own opinion on it before bringing in outside knowledge. And yes, it has some disadvantages to it, but honestly, I'd rather see and take advantage of PZ all day versus Uber Surge. With the exception of a surged pool, I will take a surge pool over anything all day. A surge above, call it $4 before anything else. I'm not taking a $1 surge pool before anything else, but $4 or $5 surge pool, that pays the best. Because you're gonna get, if you're in the right spot, you're gonna get 3 riders added, or 2 riders added, so you're getting the additional on top. It's kind of a no-brainer. But personal opinion on that, I like pools. A lot of people hate pools, but to each their own. They work for me, they don't work for some people. I'm not gonna tell you how to run your business. I'm just gonna tell you how I'm running mine and let you formulate some opinions based off of how I am running my business. But going forward, just kind of take a look at the vids. I got some things coming, and if you haven't already, I mean, it seems like almost everyone is taking advantage of GetUpside, and people are getting gas like crazy. I'm seeing it on my end. So take a look at it if you haven't. It links in the description for GetUpside, but most of my subs, it looks like, have already taken advantage of it. At least a good 60-70% of my subs have hopped on with me. So if you haven't, at least look at it, download it. It seems cumbersome, but it takes a minute to do. Biggest thing, like I said in my video about it, is make sure you claim the reward on the app before you pump the gas. Everyone's screwing that up the first time. I screwed it up the first time. I'm giving the warning out there. Claim the reward before you pump the gas, not after. The time's got to be before. The claim has to be before the time on the receipt in order for you to have it in that window. So just make sure you do that. It's easy to forget, but once you get in the habit of it, it's super easy. I'm getting money back left and right. I think personally, in the last 3 weeks, I've gotten $40, $45 in cash back from there. I mean, I'm looking at maybe $60 to $75 in a month of cash back on gas I was going to purchase anyways. And then additionally, here in Chicago, it's on BP's, and BP's reward system gives you pennies off on a gallon for purchasing gas, and all you have to do is link your credit card or debit card to their rewards program, and there's nothing else you have to do. It's not a separate card you got to carry with you like Shell. And so there was one time where I had 30 cents back, or I think it was 42 cents back through the GetUpside app, and 44 cents back from BP. So I got 84 cents off per gallon. It was insane. I was almost below $2, like unbelievable. So take a look at that. It's great. Lyft is driver manipulation with the PZ, but it is what it is. Take advantage of it the best you can. If you have any questions, comment. If you hate what I'm saying, comment. We could argue about it up in the comments. I don't got a problem with that. Or I'll just tell you that we can agree to disagree when it's all said and done. But I don't got an issue with you disagree with me. I'll just tell you what my opinion is, and I'll tell you if I think you're wrong. And we can go back and forth for a little bit, but at some point, if we're going back and forth, I'll end the conversation and just say we'll agree to disagree. But it is what it is. I'm not going to get angry at you about not agreeing with me. Like, we all have different opinions. We all think of things differently. But until next time, guys, thank you for watching. Appreciate it.